Right, question 13. It says write 24 out of 400 as a percentage. And this is like a mark you get in the test, maybe, right? So we would write it first of all as a fraction, okay? And we're often taught, aren't we, you know, if you've got a fraction and you want to change it as a percentage, and you need to times by 100, okay? Now, if you had a calculator, that's the approach I would probably suggest you do, times it by 100 now. But because we haven't got a calculator, what I would advise you maybe to do is to try and sort of, this fraction written as it is, try and scale it down so you end up with a fraction that's out of 100. Okay, because if you can get the fraction to be out of 100, that will be your percentage then, yeah? Because remember, percentage is out of 100. Okay, so you've got to ask yourself now, what are we doing to 400 to get to 100? Okay, what are we actually doing? Well, it's nice, isn't it? Because 400 to get to 100, you just got to divide it by 4. Okay, divided by 4. 400 divided by 4 will give me 100. But you've got to then divide the top by 4. Okay, so 24 divided by 4, right? Well, divide by 4, you halve it, 12, halve it again, you get 6. So 6 out of 100 means you get 6%. Okay, that's how that works there. Part B, it says work out 0.2 all squared. Now, remember, when you're squaring, you're timesing by itself. That's what that means there, yeah? 0.2 times 0.2. Remember, as we saw in question 1, when you times in decimals, you just do 2 times 2. You ignore the decimal points, so that becomes a 2, that becomes a 2. 2 times 2, of course, is 4. Okay? But then when it comes to back then to here for the answer, you've got to ask how many decimal places there are. There's 1 there, 1 there, so you've got 2 in total. 2 in total means our answer here of 4, we'd need to write that as like 0, 4. That would be our 2 decimal places then, yeah? To match up with the 2 decimal places here. So put a decimal point here, and of course then you chuck another 0 in front. So you got 0.04. Part C, now this is an estimation question, right? So when you estimate, you just go for a nice number that's close to that. So in that case there, 50 makes sense, doesn't it? And then this here, go for 600, right? Don't make it hard. Don't go for like 590 or something like that. Okay, so we need an estimate, and 590 would be quite hard to do. So just change it so we've got this, 600. On the bottom then, 97. Well, I hope you can see 100. Now, there's lots of ways we could do this now. You could multiply the top and then divide by 100, or you might see here, we could cancel this down. 600 divided by 100. We can do that, right? Don't worry about the 50 here. We can just divide these, okay? So if you think about it, 600 divided by 100 is 6, isn't it? It's like these zeros will cancel. Okay, so we end up having 50 times 6 divided by 1. Of course, 50 times 6 is 300. Divide by 1 is just 300. So there's our estimation. Part D, it says write down the following numbers correct to 1 decimal place. So when it comes to this here, 1 decimal place means 1 number after the 1 digit after the decimal point. So this one here. So if I draw a line after that first decimal place, right? We're going to then cut off, right? So we're going to have 1 decimal place here. We're going to cut everything else off. But you've always got to check after that line, is this number 5 or greater? Okay, and if it is, and it is in this case, isn't it? We'd have to round this up. Okay, so that means this becomes 7.5, and we round it up. In this case, 18.32, draw a line after the first decimal place like before, and then check after that line, is this 5 or greater? Well, no, it's not, it's less, isn't it? So that means then this stays as it is. So 18.3. Notice our answer is now 1 decimal place. This one here then, you've got to be careful with this one. Draw a line and check the digit after the line, right? Don't worry about this one here. Now because that is 5 or greater, is 6, that means you've got to round this up. The trouble is, because it's 9, if you round it up, it becomes a 10, doesn't it? And if this becomes a 10, you can't just write 10 here, right? What you have to do is, because it's 10, you write down the 0, carry the 1. So as a matter of fact then, you get, that's to be 0.0, but the 1 then you carry pushes that up. So you get 35.0. Okay, so that's where you get 1 decimal place. And you need to leave that there. You need to leave it as 35.0 to show you've rounded it to one decimal place. Part E then says find 2/3 of 216. Now, what you should always do here is find 1/3 of 216 first. Okay, do that first. And to get 1/3, right, all you've got to do is, of course, is just do 216 divided by 3. Okay, that's what 1/3 is. Okay, don't worry about 2/3 for a minute, let's just find 1/3. And you're just dividing 216 by 3. And that's quite hard to do, right? So we use the bus stop method. Okay. 3 then into 2 doesn't go, so you carry that 2. 3 then into 21, okay, goes into it 7 times. So 3 times 7 is 21. Nothing left over. And then 3 into 6 goes twice, so you get 72. Right? So 1/3 is 72. But we want 2/3, don't we? Okay, so it's going to be 2 lots of these. 2 lots of 72. You work that out, you get 144.